So, I guess this is the start of the KOF 15 Beta
So we're starting.
discussion.
Okay. All right.
We're starting.
Okay.
We're starting, boys.
Okay. Welcome. Here is me, Leon Kurogane, as I am on Twitter. I am resident K fanboy, K simp, whatever you want to call it.
Western K, the K simp is here.
Yeah.
I'm
much.
not one. I'm more of a Terry guy, even though I've never played Fatal Fury. Technically played Gaul, but like for like a total of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
But just playing
I'm not
KOF
gonna-
is just good enough for it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It hasn't been a Fatal Fury game since like what 2006.
No, I think even before that.
That's-
Anyway.
No, it's unprofessional, but I'm looked at it real good. But yes, we are here to talk about KOF 15, about a month before the fucking release.
Well, we wanted to do this just because it was just around the corner. We never did it before. I'm sure other people have put their thoughts on, but we want to put our thoughts on it. Besides, pretty much the consensus for the beta is that it was really good and is really promising of the game. I have been incredibly excited for this game to finally be released. I was just getting antsy. I was just playing KOF 13 all day because I was so hype about it.
But I'm glad that you mentioned 13, because before we can look towards the future, let's look towards the past. And it's actually off my seat. Let's talk about our history, KOF, shall we? It's nowhere near as lengthy as our history with Guilty Gear. But
or even Blaze Blue and all that stuff.
or even Blaze Blue.
No,
But I'll let you. I'll let you take the lead on this regard.
I pretty much only cared about like in our group what we would consider like the top dogs, and that is Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and Under Night. Those are the 3 games that we primarily play. It doesn't matter which version of the game it is. We will just play it. But we all knew about King of Fighters. It's a very popular game. If you haven't heard of it by now, I don't know what else to tell you. But for me, I thought KOF was pretty interesting, but again, it took a lot for me to get out of the shell around those 3 games that I've mentioned before. But sometimes you get bored and you want to check something out. But there was one that literally the one thing that brought me to KOF. Like I wouldn't have done it otherwise. It's literally K-Dash. K-Dash is the only reason I'm interested in this game. He is literally like of the top 5 like characters in probably fighting games, and I'd even say top 10 characters in video games in general. K-Dash is the coolest son of a bitch I've ever seen. I fucking love the way he plays. I love how he looks. He just exudes that cool factor for me in all the right places. But I properly picked up the series around like it feels weird saying like around the middle of last year, and I just started booting up KOF 13 on my PS3, and I don't know why it just worked with me for some reason. It didn't work with me as well before. I still prefer playing like those other games, but I just hopped in. I had a great time with it. But ever since then I did a humongous deep dive into the lore and other games as well, and I fucking fell in love with it. KOF, at least in terms of like franchise, KOF 13 or KOF, it's up there. It's like top 4 fighting games of all time. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I remember because I remember I guess going my bit of my history. So I remember a friend of ours. Someone used to be someone who I know. I it's very hard to define the relationship to everyone in this group, but someone that I know.
It goes
from high school. It's a bit of a deep blow that no one knows yet. Someone that I know back in high school. I'll just call him Mr. A. All right. I remember
Could
one
be anybody.
day. It could be anybody. One day we were hanging out at like his grandma's place, well, the fuck, right? And he was like, "Oh, guys, check this out!" And he boot up one of the KOF games. Actually, I was looking at which one it was. I think it was like 2000, 2001,
Which
something
is
like that.
a pretty good. I'd say it's a pretty good start there.
It was a pretty good start. This would have to be 2015, 2014, I want to say.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
in
most people.
I played KOF before. Just to let you know, it's not like I just picked up 13 just that, like right then and there. I've had 13 for a long time, otherwise, because I wanted to play K. But anyway, I digress.
And I was like, I remember playing a bit of it. I can't remember exactly what I played. I remember going against someone playing King and whatnot. I think I mostly played Terry because I was like, I've been hearing, oh, Soul's kind of based on Terry. And
but I would
it's
just
like,
say
I
that
think
Terry
Soul's
just
kind
has
of a
that.
duel.
It just looks cool. He's like, I'd say anyone could just gravitate toward him. That and like,
Terry's just a cool
I think
dude.
it's like, if you ever seen like with Power Rangers, you gravitate towards the red guy. Terry is colored in a red color. You just gel well with it. Then it's an American character. Not many fighting games have an American character. So
Yeah, it's kind of expected to be a bit more.
yeah, but at least KOF is starting to remedy that. I mean, they had a lot of great like American characters like Rock and Geese, and I almost said Bill, but he's UK, but whatever. Let's put it this way: why does fuck characters?
No, but apart that Anglo feel, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I love the representation that KOF gives, or really just SNK. Fucking, I love the Fatal Fury games. I love them. They're great.
The only game that kind of does more in terms of like different ethnic groups and whatnot is Tekken.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, there's a
but
lot
they go
of-
as far as like just voicing the characters like language as their own, like German characters will speak German. Russian character. I don't even think Dragonov even speaks. He just growls. Anyway.
No, you're right. We're getting bits off topic. But yeah, I remember playing a bit of that, and my reaction was basically, and I was doing surprisingly decent, and my reaction was, this is kind of cool, but this isn't for me. The other thing that we were playing earlier, I think at the time was Guilty Gear Sign.
We've
I was like,
spoiled by these games with how great they are. I'm sorry, but Guilty Gear Blaze Blue Internet, they're god tier games. So and they feel fantastic. So yeah, going to KOF from playing those games prior, it's a little jarring because Link Fighters is a whole different beast entirely. It took the like I wouldn't have done half as good as I do in KOF if it wasn't like for the fact that I've grown as a fighting game player and I could just sort of let some things like slide. Like I can just be like, it's a Link Fighter, okay, I can work with this, and I had a fucking blast. But that's not for not everyone can be like that. Not everyone is.
yeah, that's the reason why I still prefer like my favorite.
And I
is still, like,
support
Unknown
that,
Night
and
right
I
now.
agree with that. I still think that like those games hold like higher, but something about KOF for me, it just suddenly lit a flame in my heart.
It just at some point just kind of disconnect. I do remember later on. I think we picked up KOF 13 on Steam, right? Because I think I remember one time it was like, with you or with Jody or whatever the fuck we played. This is like by 2016, I want to say. So like to me 2 years later. But it's like, here's KOF 13, right? It's like, okay, cool. This is kind of. It was another case of this is kind of a fun game, but
you had fun because if anything, you were gonna have fun because you were like playing with somebody. Like any game, it doesn't matter if it's bad or good. You just play with friends, and that just enhances the experience altogether.
That's one of the nice things about fighting games. So long as you're playing with friends, it's pretty fun. Although I will admit, but yeah, I was having a fun time, and then it's like, okay, cool. And then when you got like really deep into it, I really stopped in. So
I noticed a lot of our, like even our friend George and Adrian, they got into it. They started wanting to play like deliberately themselves. Even Adrian,
yeah, like you
somehow Adrian, who isn't considered the greatest fighting game player, still somehow actually does a pretty good job of playing this game. Like he's fun for me to play. Then again, he plays Benimaru, And so
Fucking
either way, just a generally a fantastic character overall.
Yeah. Although this does remind me of the how it says my one issue with like KOF and this I think applies to most other Link fighters. I think actually some of them are a little bit better, like Koski, but it's confident now. But
yeah,
is the fact that they're kind of fun with friends, and they're only really fun once you have an idea what you're doing. And that is something.
Yeah.
And that is an issue with them. But I mean, at least KOF 13 has those like mission modes, and it kind of teaches you a couple of things, and that's nice.
I mean, yeah, the trial modes are nice because they teach you like I guess in combo wise, in some form of utility, there is a like you can get a concept of what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, like I'm more because 13 isn't on the PS4. We've been playing 2002 Ultimate Match, and that one I have no idea what I have some idea. Like I can figure out some shit, but it's like,
a little bit of an older game. So like in terms of combos aside, I don't think it's as extensive as like KOF 13 can be. It does help the fact that 13 has drive canceling as an option. So you could do a lot of shit in that.
And one thing I do like to tie into 15, that 15 does. This is probably a case in like 14 and 13.
Because I played a lot. I play quite a bit of 14 as well. So I'll also talk about that as well, or I'll fill in what needs to be said.
But one thing I really do like is the fact that it seems like all the specials in 15 are super cancelable.
That actually started with 14. 14. Because I remember being able to do. Well, I think it's maybe just into like basically level 1/level 2 supers into level 3s. But in KOF 15, you could just straight up go from like super to super as long as you have the meter. And well, it goes like this. You can go from like any level of super, but you can only cancel into a super that's like a level above that one, if you know what I mean.
Because you can cancel into like a level 1 super into a level 1 super.
You can cancel into you can only cancel from a level 1 super into a level 2 variant of the super. Although that's from what I played and what I was told. It could be different. We don't know, but the thing that does help is if you're in max mode, you can basically negate any kind of like meter dumping because you're already in max mode. You can do whatever you want to in that.
Yeah. That is something that I do like.
It
definitely just.
Yeah, my bad. Go on.
I was going to say it definitely just feels because you can super cancel from any special. Like that's.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because that's the thing in 2002 that I'm not the biggest fan is like only certain specials are super cancel.
Yeah, as long as you have the meter, you could do it.
Which is, I mean, I like it. It's like, and I like I want to get into one of our written out fucking discussion points. So, how EX?
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up myself too. I very much like the EX moves in 15 as opposed to 14, because I honestly kind of can't stand the fact that you can only do EX moves in max mode. Although I know that EX moves are pretty powerful, especially in KOF. I can understand like somewhat of a balancing. However, in terms of freedom of gameplay, in terms of like just fun, like getting in the action, losing the access of EX moves because you don't have like a full bar meter to go into max mode or 2 or whatever. That's not digging it, dog. Not for me.
Yeah.
But on top of it, they did something. They fixed it. But not only they went above and beyond and pulled a fucking Dragon Ball Fighters and just made the EX moves half a bar instead of a full bar. And if you go into fucking max mode, oh jeez, you could pop like at least like 10 to 12 at like at any given time. It's amazing.
Oh,
it's fantastic. It's meaty and gives the game some sauce. You know what I'm talking about? Gives that
it gives
sauce.
It gives it some sauce, and the fact that like just the outside of maximal fucking EX moves are like half ball. You don't really need to look.
You don't also have to worry about losing too much. Because sometimes you whiff an EX move, and it's like, I mean, yeah, I get it. There's a balance of things. If you whiff an EX move, then right, you shouldn't be granted any meter or comeback because you whiffed it, you screwed up. But the fact that the EX moves are more readily accessible than they were even in fucking 13, in which the EX moves were introduced. Those cost like a full bar, and you can only have upwards of 5 meters. So you could do like 5 EX moves, but in 15, holy shit, you can do like at least 10 and 12 if you get like full max meter. Like let's say you're on you're soloing your solo character.
Yeah, that's the thing I really do like. That plus the fact that it just feels weird that an EX move is weaker than a super, but it costs the same amount.
Yeah. So that's a very welcome change, and it makes comboing easier. Yeah. Because there's some moves that have like an attribute where it's like it causes ground bounce, or it causes like a crumple, like a big hit stun. It's great. Yeah. And the fact that like if you do like a combo that uses 3 EX moves in one, instead of you're losing 3 full bars, you're only losing a full bar and a half of one. That's I'm sold. Done. Good. Done.
Oh yeah.
I can work with that.
You can definitely do a lot of shit like even early on in the match with your point character.
Yeah, which is like usually with your point character you're supposed to like just deal as much damage as you can and conserve all the meter you can. But what's great is that at the start, if you wanted to, just throw it in the EX move, do a combo, and if that kills the tape, congratulations. You just won the match, and you didn't have to waste too much. It's great. It's fantastic.
It's amazing. It also allows it makes whenever I was fucking, I've mostly I fucked around in training mode a little bit and was fucking around with Terry. It makes me feel like okay, I can definitely do something without it being super fucking costly.
And I think it also incentivizes people to like be more creative with the combos, because if it's just that readily available, people will just start doing it, right? And they'll start making stuff up.
Like it takes very little to get like half a ball in a match. Like it's just like one meterless thing, and you boom, you have a fucking.
But even then, like
half a ball.
And this is another thing too, is that I like when like you could still do something like not substantial, but like just at least getting up to it, like meterless and stuff. Which is also why I like K-Dash, because he has a lot of meterless potential. Some characters do, some characters don't. It really does depend on the game. But the thing is, another like a leading topic is just how like the gameplay feels overall. It's a humongous step up from 14. 14 felt fine. It was fine. It was a fighting game. It's fine. I could enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know. For what
I remember movement feeling a bit weird in 14.
I get that. I felt I'm more lenient when it comes to like I guess the game. I guess some gameplay, but particularly KOF. But the previous KOF games and this new one that's coming out, they feel much better. They feel a lot better to move around. I mean, I shouldn't also. Nice. I don't know if if it really needs to be said, but like, it's also graphically a step up from KOF 14.
Oh, dude, fucking scene. I'm trying to remember, what was 14's cooler, or like I'm trying. There was one character I was seeing.
There's one character that the design I like as a concept, like I can get it, but the thing is, it just doesn't work for me, and I just don't think it works at all. Is Kyo's. He does. I'm sorry, but he just does not look like Kyo to me. That is not Kyo. He doesn't have the same hairstyle. He loses muscle mass. Like and then he drops it, basically turning into like some kind of like J-pop or K-pop star. It's like, hey, if that were a different character, sure, whatever, it doesn't matter. But that's Kyo. That's Kyo, man. You don't do my boy Kyo like that. And in 15, I was so excited. I was so excited to see that Kyo looked like Kyo again. He looked exactly like, he looked like an amalgamation of all the designs that came before. He had the headband, the leather jacket. He was great. Oh my god. And Iori, he got to glow up too. Prior to 14, I think 14 Iori's okay. It's alright. But
yeah.
But I love Iori's design. Second favorite character in the KOF games. So the design in 15, oh no, that's nice. That's
even characters that were like original to 14 look a lot better. Like I love Antonov's new design.
Oh yeah, I think he looks.
It's a small change, but it looks a lot better.
And I was talking to someone else about this too, and that is my third favorite character in KOF. I fucking love him, and honestly, it's kind of fun to look at the controversy surrounding him. Is K49, and man, I was not expecting to see him at all, especially due to an entire. Is copyright infringement? Yeah, that's the right word, right? It's just an entire copyright infringement because he just...
Yeah, it just looks like fucking...
Tetsuo
what's his name
from... no.
Tetsuo.
Yeah, Tetsuo from Akira. But I still loved his design. I loved his gameplay. And if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to use that like Jeremy Clarkson meme where it's like, this is brilliant for K49's design, but I like this, pointing to Cronin's design. I'm so happy that
it's a lot better than fucking K49.
I think it looks great.
Like,
I love the biker
jacket.
Nice. He just looked cool as shit. He just looks cool.
It just looks cool as shit.
Still retaining the essence of that old design, but it's literally even to the character transformative because he can do that.
It's updated and outside the bounds of getting fucking sued.
Yeah, but it's great. And honestly, I prefer the more mechanical aspect. I don't like obviously the one super he had, where he basically just gets the Tetsuo bioorganic arm thing. It's just straight up like a drill, which is cool. I like that. That looks a lot better to look at in my eyes. But
yeah,
I was also someone who has long hair. I like the long hair on Cronin too. And one thing I was like, what was a shame about K49 was the fact that because of the whole thing. That was the like everyone in KOF gets like their rival. Kyo has Iori, Ash got Elizabeth, fucking Shun gets Isla. I still don't know how to pronounce that name, so that's just what I'm gonna go with. So you're gonna have to deal with that. But and it was so nice. It was like finally K-Dash gets his rival because it always happens like the game after because then KOF 94 it was just Kyo. Iori didn't appear in all, but the next game Iori did. And then for
that's part of that.
And same thing with Ash. Maybe it was like 1 or 2 games, and I don't entirely remember. But
because
Shun, the next game in his saga came in, easily came in. But you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It always saps the character. Isn't it Kukui also supposed to be like Shun's
He was like a
well?
temporary rival. He's like tied somewhat to the story. I don't exactly remember. I didn't really want to look too much into Shun's history because he's kind of boring.
I mean, yeah. Like that design does not look like it's definitely well made in 15 and definitely looks nice, but as like an actual outfit design,
I think it could have done a little better, and especially when you compare it to like the previous protagonists, like like Kyo. Every one of his designs, minus 14, looked fantastic. K-Dash looks fantastic. Ash.
Oh yeah.
I love Ash. And even if you don't, the thing you cannot deny that he stands out. But in like the KOF unique way, right? Like you could tell from at a glance, yeah, that's Ash. But Shun just has so many weird things going on for him.
I mean, you can definitely tell that it's Shun at a glance.
I mean, it's just
does. It's a lot of different things.
That's the word.
I think that's fun. It's just there's a lot going on, and not a lot of it like works together.
Oh, but man. But anyway, moving past that. So Kukui was like sort of a semi-rival. They had a pretty nice versus theme in 14. But beyond that, I just know 14 due to gameplay wise, and maybe I played one of the arcade, and I looked up some of the characters. There was a lot of cool characters that were introduced in 14 that I'm glad, one of which is Kukri. He's coming back. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the characters. I think this is actually a pretty decent roster.
Oh, I can't complain with the size of this roster. I can't complain with I got all the characters I want, minus like maybe a few. I would say Oswald and Shen are definitely on my list, as well as Elizabeth. But I think
I would personally like Billy and
would be
Geese.
Billy and Geese would be great. That and I
mean,
love the fact that
DLC.
Even SNK you get like special unique things if you build a specific team. So you know, you can get a team with like Terry, Billy, and Geese. You get well, in other games, like if you paired a certain team members together, you get like portrait art or something. You get a little treat. It's like, hey, congratulations, you found like a little secret team. I mean, in KOF 90, the last part of not the last part. It was one part of the saga in for the Orochi saga with Kyo and Iori, and that is if you go in playing with like Kyo, Goro, and Benimaru, like that's like that's the official team, and you will get an ending. It's not the canon ending, because the real canon ending is the Team Sacred Treasures, which is Kyo, Iori, and Chizuru, and that is considered the canon ending. So, but it's also a secret, like a hidden team you can use, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, wow, I like that. That's pretty neat. I don't know, but either way, it'd be nice to fill up some more teams. But
there's the 2 DLC teams coming out,
and I hope there's more after that. I hope there's more.
It's probably going to be at least a second season. I don't see this not.
Yeah, it definitely a second season. Well. Although I will say, if we can get it to a third, so we can really make sure there's some cool characters gets back in. Yeah, I wouldn't say no. I think
by the third like round of DLC, you can get some like more alpha characters. Because like most of these characters are like, from what I understand, relatively popular.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, really, the roster is just. It's nice. It's good. I mean, there is without a doubt at least 2 characters you can gel with. I mean, obviously, like I already play K-Dash and Iori and K49/Nameless whenever he's in the game.
Yeah.
There's only like technically 1/2 games that they appear in. One is K49, one is Nameless. So the other is pretty much. It's always K-Dash, Iori, and Kyo. And if K49's around, then yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, I love Kyo. Kyo is so fucking cool to me, which is why seeing his 14 design hurts every time I look at it. But yeah. Sorry.
No. It's a good roster. I'm a little bit pissed off when you look at the characters. On the 15 page, it shows you all the teams, but like there's still 2 characters, and the third one definitely being Elizabeth. That isn't on here. And it's like, so every time I look at it, I forget about those 2. But like, I mean, whatever. That's my only complaint.
I understand. But I mean, look, potentially they could come back. We just don't know. I mean, the fact is, they also. There's a character named Hein who is basically Geese's butler. It'd be kind of a shame even if he was. I wouldn't care if he's DLC like later down the road, but he was cool not to be introduced. Like he was only introduced like in one game. It's kind of a shame just to only have one game, which would I would see like a potential DLC team where it's Geese, Billy, and Hein, just kind of as it was in 14, but that's what I think would be, a good DLC. I'd be fine with that DLC. There's some characters I love in that.
Oh yeah, like I definitely think there's good potential for a good amount. Like DLC characters, people are gonna give a shit about. It makes me wonder if there's gonna be any new characters in the DLC.
Now that would be nice as well. I would like to see that.
That would be nice, but also I'm trying to think of who, because the only new characters is Isla and
Dolores.
Dolores. Technically Cronin, but that's obviously K4.
Yeah, it's K4. He has the exact same movements. It's
much like King of Dinosaurs. Obviously,
it's T-Zoc. It's T-Zoc.
T-Zoc.
You can't convince me otherwise. We all know it.
Like most of the cast is returning characters, and that's just how KOF rolls.
Yeah, but so far, it's pretty much just the 2 new characters. And I'll say this, like, all right. So like they get one. If they're gonna bring new characters, hey, that'd be great. You delegate that to like an entire like one of the DLC teams, and you get the other DLC team as just like another set of returning characters.
Yeah.
Like I'd be fine with that, and especially if there's like a second season, then we could bring back old characters. Just hey, look, I'd say like for new characters, I'd be just fine. I'd be just fine with like maybe up to 5, even maybe. Yeah.
That also reminds me, because we got a chance to mess around them in both those betas. How about that rollback?
Oh man! It's nice. Oh my god. Apart from like the occasional hiccups, I would say for like the second part of the beta, I didn't play too much of the online for the first one. I pretty much just went in like training and like offline versus for that one. But it felt great. I did not feel like I didn't feel like hindered at all by the curse of delay. And my goodness, I'm loving that Japan is actually decided to do stuff with this, because we literally told them, look, nobody's gonna buy your games if you're gonna put rollback in them, and they're finally getting it. They're finally hitting the realization. They realize that they aren't a Texas-sized island out in the middle of the ocean, not in the middle of the ocean, but either way.
But besides Atlas with fucking Persona 4, we release.
We gotta have the occasional bad news in video games every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Atlas, and they don't know how to handle this
I certainly don't know how Atlas does their business practice. But I'll say this much for sure. They missed the mark by thinking, oh yeah, we'll add rollback if the game sells well. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, but you realize that the rollback is what will sell it well? I mean, you needn't only look at Strive to see that, honestly.
Yeah. Like, there was a dedicated fan base, but, like, if you say, hey, we don't fix the fucking online, and that dedicated fan base is going to be fucking energized.
We'll go into this.
I do think the rollback thing is more sort of a hardcore player base, but, like, that is the type of thing that people will buy you game day one. Like, those in Persona fans, I think that's the only reason why I think Atlas is doing this. / Atlas isn't in the fighting game scene, so they just
not.
Like go fucking.
They didn't develop that game.
I mean, they publish it and whatnot. I think fucking what's his name, the main Persona writer who the stories for. But it's obviously. But it's obviously like Atlas is not a fighting game developer.
I mean, no.
Not a fighting game publisher.
not that you would need rollback for any of the Persona single player Persona games.
Yeah, those games don't even have fucking mode like online, and it's like, oh, we just take this and just fucking put it in a fucking PS4, PS5, and resell it. And I'm pretty sure that's the entire idea gone down. Not been like, no, there's been updates and people demand certain level of standards for like online play, particularly with the virus going around.
Yeah, that's where the rollback is actually very sorely needed.
Yeah. But yeah, the only issue that I have had with the fucking KOF online is when one of our other friends was like spectating, and occasionally the game was just getting like a fucking like loading.
Yeah, I've had it even like occasionally as well when it's just like the one-on-one. I assume that it's been what? I'm not gonna say it's been months? A year since the beta. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna be that guy. But yeah, 2 months. I would hope that they'd remedy that, because at this point, apart from like just adding characters or something, the game feels pretty good. Like it feels
really good actually.
Yeah, and the time that they're being given now, that's enough. I think that's a good amount of time. Like I'll patiently wait till Valentine's Day. By the way, the one time I'll care about Valentine's Day is because KOF 15 is gonna be releasing on it.
That's gonna be you level. You're gonna have your fucking K- body pillow.
I don't have one of those, man. I don't have one. For your information. Yes.
Is it because you? But yeah, no, the game is fucking just fun. It's just fun to play.
It's great. It's a good time, and I think it's good. I think it's in a good place right now.
I think it is. It definitely feels like KO 14, but a lot better. Like it just looks better. Like it's starting to get close to like it's not quite there, but it's starting to get like close to like 3D Arc and whatnot.
It's getting there. I'll say anything's kind of just a step up from 14, in my opinion. I mean, Arc is the only one I kind of just know. I kind of trust to make a 3D fighting game look good. Not to say that like this isn't good. I am very thrilled with the visuals. I think it looks great. I'd say the only
it definitely does not look like a PS2 game. I have no idea.
The only real like con I could say, and it's not really a con. I don't mind the way. I think it looks pretty as shit. It's just sometimes like any kind of energy or particularly fire effects, they just kind of look like jelly. Especially if you play Iori, where you just have great jam. Which is it's fine. One, I mean, I can tell that it's fire, and I can tell myself, yeah, that's obviously fire, and I can live with it. Like if it's not gonna change, big whoop, not a big deal. But you know, I can have fun with. I can have fun and tell myself, oh yeah, Iori's just he didn't actually get the power of his flames back from Ash at the end of 13. He got the power of grape jam, which is just fine by me. I think that's funny. I think that's great.
Oh yeah.
You know. I guess Kyo got like orange jam. Is that a thing?
Probably.
Same thing with K-Dash and K49. Either way, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, orange jam is a thing.
There's nothing really complaining about the graphics. I think
there is orange jam. Yeah,
fine.
Kyo got that orange. That does be my one small detail I really do like. About like the animations, which by the way look good.
Yeah, they do.
Is that part of definitely Iori's, Kyo's, and Terry's animation? You see like a little symbol.
Oh my god, the supers in this game are so good. For Kyo, Iori, and Terry, maybe there's like a few other characters that I'm missing out, but like they'll highlight the emblem that's tied to them, especially with Terry, where the star on his back glows. It just pops out like a secondary visual. Oh, it's so nice. I mean, on top of just how great that super is anyway. Yeah, it's
was that Trinity Geisel? Oh,
it's effective. I guess it's like a I don't even know what it is. It's like a mix between Trinity Geyser and Buster Wolf. That's what it looks like to me, especially the way that it's angled. It's kind of it is literally a mix of both. It looks good. That's all I can say. It just looks good. Iori's super is still probably one of my of top 3 supers in this game. Iori has one of my favorites. It's perfect. It's perfect. And the way that it arcs in the form of a crescent moon, it's great. Even Kyo, he does like he moves his arm in like a radius, mimicking like the sun.
Yeah, and you see like an emblem of like the sun emblem.
It's nice.
Jacket and whatnot,
it's nice. It's much more an improvement from the prior supers. Although I still did like Yatsugarasu, the Iori's prior super, the one he got in 13 when he was flameless. I still like that one.
Oh, that's the one where he does
the massive claw swipe. It's simple, but I fucking love it. But it seems like all like the supers in this game, they all look great.
Oh yeah.
Like the only one I can say is bad is only because it's underwhelming is kind of Shun's. I thought his 14 one looked better. It just Shun just looks unfinished. It just looks like there should be something more to it.
It looks like it just needs a little bit more at the end. Yeah, just a little more.
It's like the beginning was fine. But other supers I did see and mess around with. I thought they looked great. I mean, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I have nothing but praise for this game, and honestly, just talking about it now is just making the way for it kill me even more. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
But talking about weight, You know what's nice about KOF 15? When you boot up the game, you use the fucking menu in less than 30 seconds.
It's honestly kind of sad that is because Strive did so much of a fuck up with that when you boot the game up. It's so sad that this is now considered like a plus on the game. Like you would see this on like the, oh my god, I'd laugh my ass off if on the back of the box is like only takes like 10 seconds to boot the game up. It's like if they put that on there, that'll be so. Oh my god.
The worst part is only only Strive that does that, because D and F dual. You also just jump straight into the menu.
And even cross-tag,
which is
like when you boot up the game, it didn't prioritize the online. It's just like if you wanted to play like offline, yeah, go for it. When you wanted to get on the online, now it's when we do it. But even now it's fast.
Yeah, like
I mean, granted,
the
it
fact
was on
that
a weaker form of the engine. It's not like Strive's engine, which I know looks pretty. It's obviously pretty.
Like
but either way,
it's obvious. It just feels so weird. Like you want to boot up the game.
Yeah, that's what I liked about fighting games. It's like you boot it up and there you go. Even like games that like are graphically intense as for fighting games, that is. Even like Mortal Kombat, like the 11. That you jumped straight in. It wasn't that long. Like if anything, it was like a good like 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad, and that also didn't have you go online, or rather, I guess even if it did that in like the background. I don't know.
Also, I mentioned this in the DNF beta, and I want to mention it here as well. I like the fact that the KOF 15 beta had a training mode.
Oh yeah, that was nice. And the one thing I had was, and I understand, like, whatever reason they had to do it, was a good one. Putting that beta out in the exact same time, only like an hour difference. Dude, what is happening? Dude, you expect us to play?
I don't know.
It was just weird.
It's out. One instance, out of eating all the guys who own.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could believe that if that's what they want to do. I mean, I can't stop them. Although I will say, it's like you have some balls trying to do that up against KOF, which has a pretty bigger legacy than even Guilty Gear outside.
Like a more established fan base.
And I mean, yeah, you'd also have to contend with all of Mexico as well. So good luck.
Yeah. But like, yeah. I'm trying to remember, was there any other things we want to talk about?
Looking back at the list, I suppose, well, the EX moves would go along with like the combo game. The combos feel nice. Yeah, I guess we could just sum up things. I mean, sum up everything that we did talk about on the list.
Oh, there is one last thing that is fucking. I didn't mess around with this, but I remember we mentioned the max mode, and I do want to like get even them. I do like. Well, it's basically the same thing as 14, even though it costs an additional metal. I do like how max mode works in that, and the fact that you also have quick. It works, and the fact that also I know there's also in 14, but like the quick max mode.
It acts like a Roman cancel. Again, like after like normals, it works basically like a Roman cancel, almost.
Almost, yeah.
But on top of that, that also reminds me. They also added a like other forms of combo extensions via the system mechanics, and something that was added with KOF 15 is the Shatter Strike, which I think is great because it acts basically as like a parry, almost like it's an attack parry. So like if you pop that out and it collides with another attack, it will just eat it up. But the cool part is you can use it in combos as a way to like basically put them in like a restand, like a crumple state. It works if they're on the ground, obviously, but you can also use it to end a combo if you wanted to. And the cool thing is that, okay, and bear with me here, it costs a full bar to use, but if you hit with it, you will be refunded half a meter. It's kind of like how Hilda's and Under Knight's Vorpal trait works, is that if you use an EX move, you'll be granted like whatever half that meter was left. Which I think, one, as a mechanic, I think that's good and balanced. But two, it offers more combo opportunities. let's say you only have the one bar, you don't have the 2 bar required to utilize max mode or quick mode. You could use Shatter Strike and basically get a pretty decent combo at that. It's scaled a little, but it's still an option. You don't have to use it, but you can. And I think that's brilliant. I love that. I can't wait to mess with it more. And as an added bonus, everyone gets a universal parry. It's a defensive mechanic. Who's gonna sniff at that? Nobody. Yeah. I don't think anyone should.
No one.
Like a more counter option with the roll that the game has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's good. It's good stuff. Let's see. I think we pretty much covered a lot of the topics. I guess.
Just closing thoughts.
Yeah. I'll let you go first.
It's pretty fun. Particularly in my words, I would say it's pretty fun for a KOF game. Up to like 13, it has a lot of things that makes it a lot easier to combo into.
I'm all for that.
And in a way that's like still fun and engaging, and actually like makes me feel clever for
right. And I think, especially for someone, I guess like us who started with the anime chain fighting game. It's a little bit more lenient on it, I'd say, but
it definitely is.
That's definitely a plus.
I've never actually been excited for a KOF game, but I'm glad that this one's the first one I'm excited for. And it's a pretty solid game.
I think it'd be a pretty great start for anyone to pick up. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's just
fun.
I had a ton of fun making stuff up with the combos. I had so much fun making K-Dash and K49 combos. And I just can't wait to actually get my hands on the characters we didn't get to play.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like fucking Hayden.
I'm excited to, because like the thing is, what's cool is that the characters that I did play in 14, it didn't feel I think it didn't feel as deep as it did in 15. I think 15 just has a lot more going on it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does.
But with the fact that EX moves costing like half a meter, oh my god, shit's gonna be fucked. In a good way, in a very good way.
I'm trying to remember, when the KOF 15 beta, was like a mission mode thing?
There was a mission mode, it just was locked off. You can only do like training online, offline versus and all that stuff.
I kind of figured that part, but I was trying to remember the menu.
Yeah, I remember that there was like a mission mode. Nice, although there's one thing I actually wouldn't mind is if they took a nod from like Strive when they add like basically you could make a combo recipe and then you could like upload that. That's not out now, but they're doing that. I think it'd be pretty cool if they did something like that. If they say, hey, if there's a combo you saw, hey, look, go to where that is and like download it or something, and just use that as basically like an extension to the trial mode.
No, that'd be a really nice way to like have like this community fucking mission mode.
They don't have to, but it'd be nice.
It'd be nice. It would be something like just another additional little thing that'd be really nice, and it would make learning the game even easier in a sense.
That because people could also use like extremely optimal combos, like basic stuff that you could condition yourself. You could just go, upload that combo, and just keep on doing it as much as you want to. So you can have like a layout, and eventually, you won't have to use it.
Alright.
But for my closing thoughts, it pretty much, what you started off with. I think we got a really good game on our hands here. And I'm glad the delay seems to be helping. The good kind of delay, mind you. Where
it's always good to let things fully bake.
That's the only delay a fighting game community will take. I'll say that much.
Sure. Like I know this is misquoted or misattributed or whatnot. all the time, but something I think applies in this case, and that is a delayed game is eventually good, while a rushed game is always bad. It's a forever bad.
Yeah, which I couldn't be truer. That's such a true thing. I mean,
like there's obviously a couple of yeah.
76.
I mean,
Fallout 76 was kind of doomed from the start. We kind of just know that. But
yeah, I mean, obviously there's some games have been delayed forever, like it was like Star Citizen, I think was one.
I don't even remember that. I guess that's just how much has been delayed.
Oh yeah, some kicks out. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all thoughts.
That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Just looking forward to it is all. And hey, look, if there's gonna be another beta, like maybe like a week or two before launch, that'd be that'd be great. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Probably not, but it'd be nice just to get like at least a little more hands-on time with it.
Yeah, but I mean, with the fact that it's like a month, I don't think so. Unfortunately. But at least the game's going to come out 3 days early for those who pre-ordered. And yeah, I think we know who's going to be pre-ordering